Okay, let's just be real for a second. The pace of AI right now it's just absolutely wild. It seriously feels like every single week there's a new breakthrough that would have been straight out of a sci-fi movie just a year ago. So today, we're going to look at some of the latest, most mind-blowing leaps forward. And we're going to ask a really critical question. As AI starts shifting from just a tool into a genuine teammate, what in the world does that mean for us?
So check this out. Imagine an AI agent that can just operate your phone for you. That's not a what if anymore. That's what's happening with Open Auto GM. You could literally ask it, hey, find the best movie theaters near me, and it would just go, open up Google Maps on its own, find them, and even start the walking directions. It can actually navigate different apps, interact with them, and yeah, even handle payments, all from one simple prompt.
And this isn't just about, practical stuff. Creativity is getting this supercharge. Snapchat's new Ego Edit lets you edit video in real time with just text prompts. You want to add a corgi walking into the scene? You just type it. You want to swap out that handbag for, a violin? Boom, it's done. And get this, it all happens in like less than a second.
Now, the engines that are powering all of this, they're getting smarter at a terrifying rate. OpenAI just dropped GPT 5.2, and this model is specifically built for professional, high-level knowledge work. And here is the headline, the big one. For the very first time, we have an AI that can actually outperform expert humans on really complex professional tasks more than half the time.
So with all this happening, it really forces us to take a step back and ask a really deep question. And I think Sinead Bovell framed it perfectly. Just forget your job title for a minute. Software engineer, marketing manager, whatever. What are the unique skills you bring to the table? What outcomes can you create? That question right there is the key to figuring out how to navigate everything that's coming at us.
All right, so first up, let's take a look at some of these new tools that are completely changing the game for anyone who makes stuff. And we're not just talking about making things a little bit faster, we're talking about making totally new things possible.
Okay, have you ever taken a great picture, but it's totally ruined by the reflection in a window? You know how impossible that is to fix, even if you're a Photoshop wizard? Well, not anymore. There's a new AI called Windows Seed that can just magically erase those reflections, and it leaves you with this perfectly crisp, clean image in seconds. I mean, this basically just solves a problem photographers have been struggling with forever.
Or what about this? Creating a completely unique art style from scratch that used to take a ton of data and time to train a custom AI model. But now, with a process called Image to LoRa, you can upload just a few reference images and it will train a custom fine-tuned model of that specific art style in, get this, under 30 seconds. That's just a massive leap for making creativity accessible to everyone.
And this one is just incredible. There's a tool called one-to-all animation, and it can take a single, static image of any character, even a weird cartoon with wacky proportions, and apply a really complex motion sequence to it. The consistency it's able to maintain through the whole animation is just state-of-the-art. You can literally bring any drawing you have to life with totally realistic movement.
So those are the creative tools, which are amazing. But what about the raw intelligence that's making them work? This is where we are seeing the biggest jump. Not just doing tasks, but showing signs of genuine complex reasoning.
So to really push GPT 5.2 to its absolute limit, someone gave it this frankly ridiculous prompt. Not just, hey, write a little program, but create a clone of an entire operating system. And oh, by the way, it should have working versions of some of the most complex software in the world. And the crazy part, it actually worked. From that one prompt, GPT 5.2 generated a functioning clone of the Windows 11 desktop. And the icons weren't just pictures. It coded basic but working versions of Excel and PowerPoint. You could actually type formulas into the spreadsheet and it would give you the right answers. This is multi-step, complex creation on a scale we've just never seen before. So here's the crucial point. This is not just a party trick. When they tested it on a whole benchmark of real-world work tasks, things like building a sales presentation, analyzing accounting data, or drafting manufacturing diagrams, GPT 5.2 is the first model to beat expert-level humans more than 50% of the time. That is a huge deal.
Okay, so this massive leap in what AI can do forces us to completely rethink how we work with it. We are moving away from the old model of just giving a command and waiting for an answer. The whole paradigm is about to shift.
For the most part, we've been working with what you'd call reactive AI. Think of it like a very, very smart calculator. You open your chat window, you ask it to do a thing, and it does the thing. It's powerful for sure, but it's passive. It's just sitting there waiting for you to tell it what to do. But what if your AI acted more like a real collaborator? This is the whole vision behind proactive AI, something Kath Korovec at Google Labs has talked about. Imagine an agent working right there alongside you, noticing where you're getting stuck and just handling the tedious stuff before you even think to ask it to. That right there is the difference between an assistant and a true teammate.
And this whole idea of proactivity actually evolves through 3 different levels. So at level 1, it's kind of like an attentive sous chef. It sees your coding and it automatically starts cleaning up your unused files. Then at level 2, it becomes a kitchen manager. It understands your whole workflow, anticipates what you'll need next, and offers help. And then at level 3, you get to collective intelligence, where it doesn't just understand your work, but it understands how your work affects your users, and it starts suggesting improvements based on that bigger picture.
So, if AI is becoming this proactive teammate that can handle all the technical execution, we have to come back to that huge central question: what's left for us? And the answer isn't about trying to compete on technical stuff. It's about leaning into a totally different, more timeless set of skills.
Nate B. Jones lays out 5 skills that become absolutely essential in this new world. Judgment, for making smart calls when you don't have all the answers. Orchestration, which is turning a vague goal into a concrete plan. Coordination, for guiding a team through chaos. Taste, for knowing what good actually looks and feels like. And updating, which is just knowing when it's time to change your mind. These are the skills that AI doesn't replace. It makes them even more valuable.
Now, to make a skill like judgment feel less abstract and more real, we can think about it like a checklist. When you're making a big decision, are you clearly laying out all the options? And most importantly, like it says here, are the risks and the trade-offs for every single option being brought to the surface? That's not just writing a doc. That is the active practice of good judgment.
Okay, so this brings us to a final and I think really powerful idea. If these very human skills are the future of work, how do we actually get better at them? Because the way we've been doing it, it might not be the best way.
This quote from Nate B. Jones just hits so hard. Think about it. Unlike an athlete or a musician, knowledge workers, we don't really train. We don't run drills, we don't practice scales. We just show up every single day and perform live in front of everyone. And that is an incredibly inefficient way to actually improve at these deep human skills.
And this all leads to the ultimate reframe. What if the greatest potential of AI isn't just doing our work for us, but creating a personalized training ground for us? An AI could be our sparring partner, giving us custom scenarios to practice our judgment, offering instant feedback on our plans, and acting as this tireless coach. What if AI's real job isn't to replace us, but to actually help us become more capable, more skilled, and ultimately more human?